I'll tell you, one car is probably going to have to hit pit road. Is that number 12 car, Justin Allgaier, because it's got some big-time body damage on the right front corner especially. They're going to have to get that fender fixed. And, Randy, it looks like it's very close to rubbing the right front tire also.
The right rear is right on it, too, so I think they're going to be having an extended pit stop.
All right, you mentioned that the 88 of Brad Keselowski has the advantage. Let's show you why. See the Pizza Ranch pit crew? They are like the second pit stall in. So they will know, as you pointed out, while they're driving all the way down here to the corner, what the other team has done.
The spotter on the roof is going to be paying a lot of attention to the old pizza delivery cars. Okay, they do too. You know, that's what the 88 is going to do.
That's a great point. They got plenty of time to do that. If the spotter's helping them, that'll work.
Pit road is now open. And we will find out as Austin Dillon's car has been pulled behind the wall by the tow truck. And is the 88 coming, or is he going to force everybody else to potentially stay out? And it looks like he's coming. No, he at the commitment cone, he stays out. Mike, let's send it your way.
And a little bit of gamesmanship over the radio. Jason Ratcliffe said, we're going to take 4. Then he took the headset off, told his team, we're only taking 2. Did not want the 88 team to know what they're doing. Right side's only on the 18.
And they are already down and back out. Jack?
Eric Darnell, the crew has finished the work on the right sides, and they elect to go just for right sides. Let's go to Rick DeBrule.
Let's talk about Kelly Byard. We have not spoken about him very much during this whole race. He's kind of quietly been working his way up through that top pack. They came in, gave him just what he needed, get him back out, and once again, a very quiet race for this guy after they made all the adjustments, and he's quietly in the top 6. He was.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I'm wondering if Brad Keselowski and his team is going to be regretting the fact that everybody else came except him.
Well, 88 stayed out, and Brad Keselowski, Stephen Wallace stayed out. And it's going to be interesting to see how good these tires do after they cool them down a little bit and see if they speed up, like I've been seeing, and fall off, or else just Ford Tire is going to overhaul everybody.
Well, there's Pops. Tony Eury Sr., the man who made the call, kept his driver out.
I think his goatee was a little darker before that. He just got a lot of gray hair after that decision.
Well, they could be a sitting duck, or it could be a stroke of genius. And what's at stake? Well, $60,000 plus contingency. That's the normal purse. But there's also the $75,000 cash for dash. And the points that you score with that, that leads to another $50,000 bonus at the end of the year. Take a look at how close he came to the clipping the commitment cone. And everybody else, pretty much in the top 8, came from behind and into pit lane.
Well, the 18 car took 2 tires on, didn't take 4. That's a good call, though, to keep the 2 tires on. Get that thing, keep the track position, because these tires, like we talked about, have been staying pretty good throughout the day. It's just it just shows you how hard the tire is. Generally, a hard tire doesn't fall off a whole lot.
Let's get the latest on the 88 from Rick.
You're right. Tires is what this is all about, and they just didn't feel that coming in and getting tires, whether it's 4 or in particular 2, was going to make that much of a difference. What we've heard is that they stay better for about 5 to 10 laps, and then they're even. Can he hold them off for 5 to 10 laps?
Well, the first 3 stayed out. Brad Keselowski, Stephen Wallace, Michael Annett, and Kyle Busch is in 4th. So you're going to find out what the feel-goods are going to do here early.
Kyle Busch will be leading this thing in 2 laps.
And that's the key right there, guys. For the first 5 laps, they got to get it done on those fresh tires, because they do level out after that.
Down the backstretch, Michael Annett in the 15 was really holding up the whole line. There comes Kyle. He's got the gun sights set on the 88.
And here comes Eric Darnell in the 6. We saw him earlier on new tires, just rocket through the field for about 5 laps and settle in.
Darnell is 4th, trying the high side on Stephen Wallace in the 66. So far, Keselowski is still holding off Kyle Busch. And Darnell has cleared the 66, so move Eric up to 3rd.
Now, see, guys, I just don't see everybody just attacking everybody. It's spread out a little bit, and we're just not seeing the sign that 4 tires do what they normally do. So this is probably not a bad move for some of these guys.
Does this pay the dividends that the 88 team was hoping? Keselowski has his mirrors full of that Camry with Kyle Busch at the wheel with 29-28 to go this time by.
Remember a couple weeks ago when Joey Logano stayed on the racetrack, did not put 4 tires on, and drove off and won that race, and nobody thought that was going to happen.
Haven't talked a great deal about Carl Edwards the last couple of stints, but here he is in the 7th position and trying to go around a wounded Justin Allgaier.
Carl has been the slowest guy to the front that started in the back. I would have thought he was going to rock it to the front like he did last week.
Well, he is cleared and now move Edwards up to 6. Next target for him is Leffler. Let's get more from Mike Massaro.
And a lot of debate in that camp before that last round of pit stops, Marty. They were deciding whether or not to go with 4 tires or 2. Wanted to go with 2, but Carl was concerned they were just way too loose to do that. Elected to go with 4. We're going to wait and see if it pays off.
The battle for the race lead is still nose to tail. Keselowski is managing to hold off. Into 3, and he may be able to clear him by 4. Yes, he's got him. New race leader. It'll be our 8th lead change here between 5 different guys, and here comes Keselowski right back.
And one thing you got to remember now, Kyle Busch only has 2 tires. He doesn't have 4, so it's not like he's got 4 Mr. Feelgoods. It really makes the car run quick for a while. And it looks like this kind of neutralized it, him only having 2.
This is a great race. You see the fans on their feet, shaking everything they got, chasing it up the racetrack.
Well, the 88. Yeah, the 88 got loose and almost clobbered 18.
And that gives Kyle a little bit of breathing room, about 0.2 of a second. That's what it looks like from the view from Brad Keselowski.
And the 88's been a little quicker on the older tires, so we'll see if they can maintain this distance.
Take a look at the battle for 4th. That's Jason Leffler trying to get under the 66. Remember, the 66 of Stephen Wallace stayed out, so he's on the older tires.
Yeah, Trip Bruce made a good call on that, man. I would have pitted to put some tires, but him and Leffler have been running side by side, back and forth, Randy, and Leffler can't get him on those tires.
Well, and Stephen was further back. I mean, he picked up track position. If he can hold off, he could have a 2nd top 5 in a row. He was 5th last week at ORP. Let's get more from Rick DeBrule.
Well, we'll talk about that. Stephen Wallace was saying he was complaining the car was lacking kind of overall grip. As a result, he said the front and rear were both sliding. Remember, earlier in the race, he had that problem where the tire went down. They did not make as many adjustments that time as they'd originally planned, which has helped them. But they stayed out specifically to keep that track position. Now the question is, can he hold on?
They're trying to make it 3 wide with Carl Edwards down low. They'll think a little bit better of it and fall back. But now Leffler's got a problem because Edwards looks like he's going to take the position away from him.
And that's one thing when 2 guys get the race and the guy sitting 3rd one back. Okay, guys, I'm going to pass both of you.
So move Carl up to 5th position. So he's in the top 5. Your race leader here at the Nationwide Series at Iowa, presented by GoDaddy.com, is Kyle Busch. Does he set another record? Whoa, and before we go to break, we've got caution as Morgan Shepherd, who was running in the 17th position on the lead lap, has gotten it turned around. And that is our 11th caution.
Looks like he had a flat right rear tire.
There's one thing we know for sure. They're staying out now. 20 laps to go. They stayed out last time. They'll stay out this time.
So it is a flat right rear for the 89, and we'll see if he's able to stay on that lead lap as we'll head to break with 20 laps to go here at Iowa.